let's hope this sustain pedal works. Oh, this weekend was far too short. Alright. Goodness gracious. Good morning, Jordan and Zodiac. It works. Okay, so I had some issues with my sustain pedal over the weekend, and I still am not exactly sure what was wrong with it. All I know is I took it apart completely, and then I put it back together, and now it works. I didn't actually troubleshoot anything. I kind of just took it apart and put it together. Anywho, good morning, Zodiac. Good morning, Viz. Good morning, Jordan. Hope you guys are having a good Monday, and I hope you had a good weekend. Welcome to Morning Medley number 181. I'm going to be starting off with Spring Street. Hi, Orchid. Oh no. Oh, the sustain pedal broke. Yeah, there it goes. Hold on a moment. I guess the cool thing is that I do have a 2-year warranty on sustain pedal through Guitar Center, so I'll just go exchange it. It's just really weird. I don't know if anybody else in the stream plays keyboard and has ever had to deal with a sustain pedal, but it's really interesting how actually finicky they are. Good morning, Cyber. There we go. Some Gorillaz news. It's just a bunch of circuitry, isn't it? Good morning, Jesse. Good morning, Isidora. Not yet, Cyber. The funny thing, Cyber, is there are certain T-shirts that I only wear in the stream, because they're like the shirts that I sleep in, and usually when I'm streaming, I'm wearing the shirt that I slept in the night before. So you guys have probably seen all of my sleeping shirts, that's for sure. Like just the graphic tees that I usually go to bed in, or take out the trash in. How are the hills, Ava? was the weather like, Ava? That's weird. LA's still pretty pleasant so far. I know the heat's coming, but it hasn't gotten here yet. Hmm. Oh crap, sorry. Darcis, I didn't realize that part of the song had almost the same chord as like five for like 5 measures. What are you talking about? The part you just played. You're talking about the part that I'm playing right now? It had the little descending part. Uh-oh. You're talking about this part? Or are you just talking about... Because that's not even in the song. I was just kind of noodling around. It normally goes like this. If you are indeed talking about the song. Or... Oh, word up. Now I have to reread what you said. I didn't realize that the part of the song had almost the same chord for like 5 lines. 5 measures. You just changed one note. No, I changed more than one note in this part. The moving bass line is what changes the chord, if that makes sense. Ooh, should I talk about chordal context with bass notes? So, in this part of the song, that part, there's a moving bass line. And when you're playing usually an ARP, or when I'm gonna say when I'm usually playing an ARP. Hold on, this is gonna bother me. There. Anyways, when I'm playing an ARP and I'm moving the bass line, the chords are actually changing. Kind of like if you were to play, for example, for my song. I can use 2 examples. I can use either the Gucci Gang remix or the Bad and Bougie remix. They're both remixes, but the first 2 chords of the Gucci Gang remix being this. The 3 chords are at the first two, I'm hitting the same notes, but the bass note is moving, which and it changes the chord progression. And so in this part of the song, for Spring Street, if you look closely, it's not only one note changing. I'm changing the entire bass line, unless you're referring to the entire bass line as one note, dar. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 different notes, and each time I change the bass line for that, it changes the chord. This is the first one. That's the second one. Second chord. That's actually a different chord as well, third chord. Isn't that weird? If you change any one note in a chord, the chord has changed now. Unless you're moving just one note, I guess an octave, but whatever. If you change if you change one note in a chord, the whole chord changes. So the chorus, or this weird bridge part of Spring Street. Six chords. So it's 6 chords. Word, word, word. And then you say not on my watch. I guess once you get like 4 notes away, it can't be classified as almost the same chord anymore, though. Yeah, it's weird. It is really weird, though. I hear what you're saying, Dar. Moving bass notes, hitting essentially the same chord or the same notes with the right hand while moving the left hand around is something that I didn't start doing until maybe 4 years ago. 3, 4 years. No, that's a lie, because this song is Spring Street. Yeah, I've been doing that for a long time, I guess. But a lot of times to save myself muscle, I guess. It's like a physical thing to move my hands less around the keyboard physically. I'll only shift one hand. So if you think about even the more complicated chord progressions that I have, like the one that I played when I'm listing the platforms at the end of the stream, or the chord progression to my song Chaser. This one. So if we look at that chord progression, so those are 2 different chords, and both hands are changing. Bass note from here to here, chord from here to here. And then the third chord is this. But I haven't moved the bass note. The bass note has stayed the same. The bass note repeats itself. Only the right hand changes. And I kind of copy that several times. So look, they both change. Only right hand changes. Both change. Only right hand changes. Both change. It's a thing when making more complicated chord progressions. It helps to only move one, and then you can get kind of a plethora of different chord progressions. Sometimes what I'll do when I'm making, like when I'm noodling around, not even necessarily making a song, Dar, and I guess everybody else on the stream, is when, let's say I'm like improvising on just like, just random chords. A lot of times what I'll do is, instead of going from like here to, when I'm hitting the first note, or the first chord, I'll think, what other chords will go with this bass line so I won't have to move my left hand at all? So I can go like from here to here, or I can go from here to here, different chords I can go to. And so a lot of times, yeah, when I have a bass note, I'll kind of mess around, get to a different place, and then change that place. And then while I'm here, I'll go, what other bass notes go with this one chord? I can go there. Then what other chords go with this note? So it ends up being like a change from right hand to change from left hand. Sorry if what I'm saying is gibberish. Basically what I'm saying is I'll alternate which hand is changing. So here's a bass note, here's a chord. I'll start off by keeping the same bass note and only changing the right hand, so I'll go from here to here. Then I'll change the bass note from here to here. Then I'll change the chord from here to here. Then I'll change the bass note from here to here. And so you can get like, I guess more times worth out of each chord. And sometimes like climbing or descending, I'll usually climb. Oh my god, there's so many different things, right? So I'll start, I'm gonna do Rhodes piano for this example because I think it sounds cooler. If I'm playing this chord, I can climb up to that chord and it'll change the note. So here. Oh, another one I get up there. So one chord, two chord, three chord, four chord, and five chord. Now I can change and let it fall back down. Oh, now I'm just having fun. If you think about that song Breakup that I go over usually on Fridays in the production stream, if you look at the right hand in that song, the right hand is kind of chilling while the bass is doing a lot of the work, and the right hand's actually, like, the chords are following the bass, because this is the first chord. You can barely see my hands on the stream, but this is the first chord. But this is also the third chord, if that makes sense. We've just changed by the time we've gotten there. Oh my god, how many times? Yeah. I like that. If you even listen to these two notes, they're repeated so much. They're just at the top of a lot of the chords. So here they are there. So they're in their first chord, and then the next chord is this, which also has them in the top. The next chord is this, which also has them up there. The next chord is this, which also has them in the top, and then the next chord is this, which also has them in the top. And then the next chord is this, which has them, these chords, I mean these notes, just move down to here. And then after that, there they are again. But these two notes appear so frequently in that chord progression. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It's wild. A lot of people think when making a chord progression, well, a lot of people that maybe don't play a lot think that when making a chord progression, a lot of the stress and effort is in changing all the notes. Like, this is one chord, here's another 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 chord. They think that you need to change so much, but a lot of times when you're playing a chord progression, if you just change one note or two notes and leave the others the same, you've essentially still changed the chord and you can play around that. A good example of that would be Winterheart, how Winterheart has this chord and then this chord. See that? With my fingers, only two of my fingers move between those two chord progressions. And then I do the same thing up here. two of my fingers are moving. And then I go down here, where you can see only two of my fingers are moving in that chord progression. Then I go here, two chords, but only my thumb is moving. And it's just an easy way to go from having one chord to having two chords. So this would have been just four chords, but when you move just two fingers from it, makes it slightly more complicated. Oh, it's hard to do. It's simple now. So originally it would sound like this. I like playing it that high. Anyways, I hope that helps. Anybody who could have helped, thank you everybody for being in the stream. If you do enjoy the stream, go ahead and like the video. It does help me in some way. I had no idea production streams are that long, says Diz. Are you not in them, Diz? Do you not come into them? Yeah, I streamed a whole work day. Ow, my neck. I felt myself mess up my neck this morning. It was horrible. Now, as I was saying, sliding one note. I mean, when I figured this out, when I discovered this secret, this hack to piano playing, no, when I figured this out, it changed my chord progressions. And now the sound that my chord progressions have, I don't own that sound. It's not an omni sound, but there is a sound of the chord progressions that is essentially me throughout my songs. Where somebody will go like, oh, that sounds like an omni chord progression. And the physical character of my chord progressions is lack of movement. A lot of times, higher notes will be repeated, but the lower notes will change. So it gives kind of the illusion of static or stationary melodic and harmonic movement, but really there's a lot of stuff happening in the lower half of the chords. So if you think of a progression like Winterheart, if you really listen to the highest note in those chords, see how those repeat? But the lower notes are changing. So lots of repeating notes, but then minor changes that give it movement. I mean, I'm playing the melody over it, but if you really just look at the chords, it's a lot of repeating notes, but just the lower half moving or the top half moving, but the whole chord is not moving. Very rarely do my chords go like, I'm not moving a lot. It's a lot of like minute movements, like very, very minor movements. I very rarely am going to change every single note in a chord when I'm moving to its next chord. I usually try to have them linked by at least one note. There's going to be a repeating note, typically. If you think about something like key lime, there's the first chord, the second chord. Notice how the higher notes are the same. This didn't change. Only the bottom two notes change from here to here. But the top three, those three notes, stay exactly the same. The third chord now, hear how the highest note isn't changing at all for the first three chords? lot of my chord progressions do that. I've showed you in Winter Heart they do that. If you think about in Key Lime, they do that. That was Key Lime. If you think about Spring Street, they do that. Spring Street being. See how it's like the highest notes. The high part kind of stays the same. It doesn't. It's not really moving around a bunch. It stays the same. Chords where the middle note stays the same frustrate me because I can never hear the middle note. That's kind of funny. I like that. Welcome back, Space Boy. Guys, it's ant season. It sucks because I'm seeing ants in my room. But you know when the ants are just like, it's getting hot out, so they're putting in feelers, they're like looking for the juice? They haven't organized yet because my room's not dirty. But when I say dirty, I mean it has food in it. They haven't like organized yet because there's nothing for them to eat in my room. But they're in here. They've sent out the scouters, and so I'm just kind of like, I have to remain vigilant. Okay. Anyways, back to the topic that I was making. A lot of my chord progressions do that, like Chaser. I'll just stuff like that. Dart says call an exterminator. It's no problem, Dart. It's like very minuscule. I think in the past week I've seen 5 ants total. That's definitely not time to call an exterminator. The exterminator would laugh at me if they saw 5 ants. They would also charge me, I don't know, $100 an ant. Exterminators aren't cheap. Okay, I mean if I called them and there was only 5 ants, I'm not going to be able to be like, oh, haha, just kidding. Can you just spray those 5 and leave and I'll give you, I don't know, $5? They're not going to do that. So, that being said, back to the chord progression talk. Very, very, very slight changes. Somebody named Liana knows this man. What's this man's name? Liana, what's the man's name? He threw a rave. I played it. He's cool. I love him a lot. He disappeared off the face of the planet. I don't know where the heck he is. Franklin. Thanks, Liana. Okay. Franklin is a jazz man. He came over to my house and he was like, ba 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 ba. And he played a lot of cool stuff on piano that I could never play. The one I played, he said, your piano playing is interesting because you do yada 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 yada. And he said a lot of jazz jargon that I don't really understand or not. And then I thought about a bunch of jazz musicians that I know in my life now, and how there is kind of a jazz vocabulary. Like, right, whenever you think about anything that has theory behind it and that is taught in schools, they develop a vocabulary around it, right? There's this for science and like physics, we have this. We also have this for music. We have it for history. We have to come up with these terms, especially math, you know? If you want everybody to be able to understand something, the best way to do that is to have some semblance of uniformity amongst the concepts and theories in it. That being said, this happens in music. And so if you go to, say, Berkeley, I'm not going to say that everybody that graduates from Berkeley makes music that sounds the same, because it's not true. Although there is a very specific sound that they have. But I'm not going to say they all sound the same, but what I will say is they're all kind of fed the same knowledge and then have to then do with that knowledge whatever they want. And that could be a whole world of different things, but it is the same core knowledge that they're getting. And I think that when you teach yourself something, it's not that you don't have the knowledge, it's just that the knowledge that you have is a little bit more piecemeal and random than the curriculum, of a school. And so my way of playing piano, or my way of constructing songs, like when I construct songs, I had this friend over named Koyo, and I love Koyo. Koyo actually recently checked on me about my texts. Then she didn't reply to my text, so hope she's okay. Anyways, she was the one that plays violin. If you've heard my song Suspended in Love, if you've heard that song, the violin that comes in, that's her. So she's great and I love her to pieces, but because of her training and her world of music, she needs things to resolve. She plays a lot of like classical music. She's a classically trained violinist, and so she's used to music pieces resolving. And I wasn't exactly sure what that meant when I met her. I still only kind of know like I think I can hear it when it happens, but since I don't play classical pieces, resolving it to me is just like a thing you can do. It's not necessarily a thing that has to come at the end of the music, nor is it a thing that has to come, period. Sometimes a resolution sounds cheesy to me, you know? Especially in like, anyways, sometimes resolution sounds cheesy. But she was sitting on my bed, right where this camera is, and I remember it like it was yesterday. It was the morning of, it was the morning of the Women's March in 2017. Because we were going to take the train to go to the Women's March. And I remember I was like playing around. And she said, "You need to resolve that." And I don't remember what we were talking about. We were like talking, and I was playing something. She was like, "You need to resolve that." And I was like, "What are you talking about?" Because it was really off topic with what we were saying. She was like, "Whatever you're playing." And I was like, "Oh." And I thought she just meant end. And so I just kind of ended it and then started a new song. And she was like, she looked so pained. Like I had like twisted her arm or something like that. And I played another piece. She was like, you need to resolve that one. And what I thought was resolving it, I ended the song and then I started a new song. I thought she was just tired of hearing me play. And then when playing the third one, she was like, "You need to learn how to resolve your songs." And I was like, "What are you talking about?" And she was like, "You don't resolve any of your songs." And I didn't really understand what it meant then. This was years ago, 2017. So since then, I feel like I've gotten a little bit of a better grasp on what resolution is in music. But that was a thing that bothered her because of the curriculum and her experience with music. She just felt like pieces need to resolve or they were unfinished. And so she felt like all of my music was unfinished. She was like, "You need to resolve your pieces." And I think that that's because of the building blocks and the tools that she was giving in music school. Um, I think that as far as like my playing and the way that I build songs, I know my priority isn't necessarily on resolution. My priority, I guess, is on harmonic interest, right? Things being interesting to me harmonically as the performer. Now, we've talked about things being interesting and we've talked about things being disinteresting. But you have to take into consideration that when a piece of music is interesting to you, you are the audience. When a piece of music is interesting to the person presenting it to you, they are the performer. And pretty often, both parties are not interested. If I play, I guess Chaser, anything like Chaser, if I play Chaser, or if I play Winter Heart, or if I play that weird midsection of like Love Letters. Ooh. Oh, on me. I forgot how to play it. Those parts are very interesting to me as the performer because I get to like run around. I love these bits. I love them. But a lot of times to a listener, especially if that listener doesn't really like super beboppy jazz type stuff, they're not going to be very interested. They're like, "This is weird. I can't find the beat. I don't know how to dance to this. I'm not exactly sure where I'm supposed to be bobbing my head." And I think sometimes with my songs, I have to make a balance there. What is interesting to me, but is also going to be interesting to the people listening to it. And so, for me, what is harmonically interesting as a performer is chords that, to me, in my experiences and my expectations of music, are weird. Um, I think Good Morning Kiwi, Word Up Liana. Yeah, Slow Magic's great. Um, I'm sorry that you have to leave early though, Maddie. Um, I hope that your headache is better. Gets better sometime throughout the day though. I'm sorry to hear that. Um, but the thing that makes music interesting to me as a performer is harmonic. Hmm. What's the best word to do? What's the best word for this? Harmonic complexity for me, I guess. Again, for me in my ears. So if I hear a chord progression like, oh, the song that I played with Mac, this one. That's a song that she has. Those chords are beautiful to me, and I love them, and I love playing them. But to me, as a performer, they're not harmonically complex. Because even once I get to this part, I already know what the fourth chord is, right? Because of just the patterns that we've kind of been trained with our whole lives. I kind of know that this is coming next. Hello, Adonis. Welcome. Welcome. Um, hello, Boop. I haven't been watching much, but it's really nice to always see your streams and its consistency. Oh, thanks, Boop. I appreciate that. Um, so for I would never write a song like this. I would never write a progression like this, even though I agree that it's amazing and it's really pretty. Another what's another progression that she had? She had a song that just kind of alternates between those two chords, which is really great because when you think about Mac songs and even some of my songs, the integrity or the interest is being drawn away from the chords. They're in the melody, which is usually being sang. You know, the vocals are what are holding the interest. For a lot of my earlier music, I wasn't singing on them, nor did I work with a lot of vocalists. So a lot of the interest and attention had to be captivated by the audience in surely the music alone. And I wouldn't be able to do that with just chords unless I had them doing something that was interesting. A good example of this is my song Close Down. If you think about the song, it is just alternating, especially in the verses, just between these two chords. But the thing is, the interesting part is being done by the melody, the high note, the high point that I'm playing, especially with vocals, because there's an added layer of lyricism there, you know, so you're listening to the words, you're understanding the words, so you're not as bored by just the song alternating between these two chords underneath the vocals and the lyrics. Um, Now, again, back before I was putting a lot of lyrics on my stuff, I wanted it to be interesting still. I knew that if I just played this for, I don't know, 2.5 minutes, 3 minutes, people wouldn't necessarily find that song interesting. And I, as a performer, wouldn't find it interesting to play. So, a lot of times, when my chord progressions do shift a bit, they're informed by one thing. I'm trying to keep them harmonically interesting to me, the performer. And I'm also trying to keep them simple to play as the performer because I don't want to like jump around. I don't want to jump all over the place. I want to make them, you know, really, really close together so I can change the chord progression pretty significantly without having to move my hand a lot. So, so that is why my chord progressions have that specific sound. That is why they end up sounding the way they do. And a lot of times end up repeating the same, you know, couple of lines, or the same couple of notes. Like if you think about Winter Heart, repeating this. Like, hopefully that's made sense. Hopefully some sense has been made with that. Okay. I wanted to get caught up on the chat, but I feel like I'm caught up. I feel like I'm caught up on the chat. Nothing happening in there. Wow. Okay, this next song that I'm going to play is actually going to be a good example of what I was talking about. I'm gonna. Um, mm, what's a local food? For me, it's Snickers salad. I don't. That's hard, Ava, because it's Los Angeles, and I feel like Los Angeles is so, you know, whatever. It's such a mix and hodgepodge of a lot of different things that it's hard to say like what a local LA food is. There's local LA chains, but not really like a thing where it's like, oh, you can only get those in LA. Like this is an LA thing that we eat. Like not really. I wouldn't even say the sushi Rito is like essentially LA because I the first time I ever had seen somebody eat that was in Arizona, and there's like a few Arizona places that do that. I would say that that might just be a West Coast thing. You could probably get a sushi Rito in Seattle. Okay. Oh my god, you know what's a great example of this? Liminality. Okay, so if I look at the chords for liminality, that is the first chord, and then the second chord is this, which are two different chords. Every single note in this chord changes to get a completely new chord. But after I get there, then I go to this chord, which, yes, these are two different chords, but if you look at my hands, only two of my fingers are moving. These two notes are remaining the same, but these two are changing on top of the other two. And I do that quite a bit, where it's just a half change, you know? So full change, half change, half change. Wow. Now, hold on. Half change, full change, full change, half change. Full change, half change, full change, half change. It happens there too. Chord one, chord two, which is just one note changing. Chord three, chord four, which is just one note changing. Two notes. Yeah, wow. I do it more than I even think I do it. It's riddled all over my music. But this is a jazz thing. I arrived at it at a different for different reason. No, probably for the same reason. But I arrived at it by a different path. I didn't like take jazz courses or anything like that to learn that or even dissect jazz. It was just a thing that I got to because I didn't want to move my hand around a lot. And I think whether or not you play jazz, you probably, if you're playing piano a lot, you'll just naturally start to play chords that way. I think just because it's the path of least resistance. I think if you're going to be doing something every day, you gradually, whether it's intentional or not, come up with mental or physical shortcuts in order to make that thing less strenuous and less taxing over time. And I think my way of making piano playing is less taxing over time is to do these kind of like partial changes. only from your state, just something that folks out of your state may not recognize. Oh, we're talking about states too, not even just a city. That's so hard. California's so big. I get. That's hard. That's hard because I know people in Florida that know what a sushirito is too. I don't know. It, I don't know. I guess I don't know. But Arizona, I'm from Arizona. The weird thing about the Southwest is I feel like it has to be some take or fusion option or some weird version of Mexican food. Just because Mexico doesn't touch the majority of the country, you know? Like, the states that I've lived in touch Mexico. So a lot of Mexican dishes and Mexican fusion dishes and Mexican inspired dishes are no surprise to me and they're things I'm used to seeing. But I know a lot of people live in states where really, fast food is the main Mexican food that they've had, like Taco Bell or something like that, maybe Chipotle. And they haven't had like true Mexican food, so maybe yeah, like a sushirito even and it's just Japanese Mexican fusion. And so yeah, I guess if you live in a place where both of those things don't happen a lot, obviously California having a lot of Japanese people and a lot of Mexican people, I feel like that was kind of like a natural fusion thing that made sense. Maybe if you live in like Tulsa, Oklahoma, there aren't as many Japanese people and not as many Mexicans, so that doesn't happen. Probably no sushi places in Tulsa. I stand to be corrected if I'm wrong though. A local sandwich place puts fries on the sandwich. For a second, Burger King did that. Diz. I don't know if you remember that, but Burger King also did that. A lot of delis I know will put chips on the sandwich if you ask. If you ask for it. If you ask nicely. Ooh, I love salt and vinegar chips. Anyways, Ava says chicken and waffles isn't a thing here either. I never had boba till I traveled. Where are you living at, Ava? Where are you? Like Montana or something? Are you in Wyoming? Are you in one of the Dakotas? I know you told me and I forgot. In the Midwest or something? What on earth? Okay. In Japan, there is a sour cream on waffles. Surprisingly good. I don't know that I would try that, but I'm glad that it was good. Canada, they put maple syrup on ice cream. That was great. Word up. Maple syrup. After coming back from Canada, I haven't bought the regular syrup since. I only buy the syrup that comes in like the glass bottle now. The little like wide glass bottle with a little tiny handle that you can't actually use. You can't actually hold it from that. It's just like decorative. Anyways, yeah. Canada ruined me on syrup for sure. I live in South Dakota. Oh, in the Midwest, all we got is corn, cows, and mountains. I'm Spanky, my ghostwriter. Nah, Spanky's also from Arizona. I'm not a fan of Burger King anymore, though, says Diz. Their fries taste like salty sponges. Interesting take. I really want a Korean barbecue place, says Ava. I'm really sad, Ava, because somebody so traveled and with such wide tastes and interests to be in one of the Dakotas must be a time. Even in Arizona, which by no means is a hot spot for culture, they have boba places there. I had boba when I was in high school. Now I didn't like it, but we have boba places there. And so boba wasn't necessarily new to me when I moved out here. However, there are like tons more out here than there is in Arizona. But yeah, I always think about that. Not to like put Ava in some weird box, but like I always think about the Midwest, and I think about how many things are so normal to me that like people like walking down the street having like I don't know like lychee jelly and stuff like that or like grass jelly and like tea, and I look at that and I go freaking everybody, right? Just freaking everybody drinks that. Everybody's got that. But there are some places where that not only isn't popular but just isn't a thing you can get. Like you can't order that thing. I think a lot of Asian food in the Southwest, a lot of Asian and Mexican food are like things that I grew up thinking were kind of normal. But I realize, yeah, the Midwest probably doesn't have, definitely has it. I know Asian food exists in the Midwest. I'm not saying that. I mean, Chicago's in the Midwest, technically, for crying out loud. So I know that there's definitely culture and diversity there. It's just maybe not to the extent to where it is pop culture, Like being in LA and being like, I love boba is almost like, Liana knows what I'm saying. If somebody in California is just like, oh my, I just love boba, I don't know. Call me crazy, but I just can't get enough of boba tea. Like, screw that guy. Anyways, Lindsay says there's a single place to get boba here, and the options are fairly limited. This I believe, Lindsay. Now this, I believe. What the heck is lychee? Oh, word up. It's a topping. I have Taco John's, Taco Bell, and two family-owned Mexican places within walking distance. Well, word up. I like that. I mean, I don't necessarily like Taco John's and Taco Bell, but I like that the family-owned places exist. That's pretty cool. I love boba, says Jordan. Exactly in the spelling that I was thinking about it in. Kiwi says boba isn't good for you. I mean, a lot of things aren't good for you. We're not talking about whether things are good for you or not. I don't think anything we've listed in this food talk are good for you. Okay, alright. I feel like there's as many boba places over there as there is Starbucks or something. Like every corner has at least one or two. Jaime, particularly my neighborhood. My neighborhood being like, because I mean, in LA, there aren't so much. Well, there are cities. There's like this weird distinction between cities and neighborhoods. Like Echo Park's a neighborhood, Highland Park's a neighborhood, Santa Monica's a city, but it's part of LA. I don't know. It's really complicated. But the point that I'm making is, in the area that I live in, there are 5 Starbucks. Sorry, 6 Starbucks. And on one block, that's in the entire area, and on one block that I live across the street from, there's 10 boba places just on that one block. And so, yeah, there's way more boba places than Starbucks over here, but that's here, specifically here. I mean, LA's very big, so if you went to, say, Beverly Hills, not as many boba places for sure. If you went to Hollywood, not as many boba places. Okay. I don't think I've had lychee I'm aware of. I've had durian, though. It was okay. Word up, Ava. Word up. Word up. Culture. Culture, here it comes. Alright, this song's called Winter Heart, since I technically started it 5 times in my examples. Accent. You said you know them, right, on me? Are you talking about Sarah? You're talking about the singer? Sarah? Are you talking? Do the other? I don't think the other two. Do the other two sing on Karaoke Benito songs? They were talking about Sarah. She's Japanese and British, so the accent is. I mean, she's got an English accent. Okay, hi, Austin. Welcome back. Pistachio boba is surprisingly good. Okay, alright, wow. Word up, okay. I didn't even know that existed, and I'm somebody. I've been to places pretty often. I was actually just talking yesterday about how I haven't had boba in like 5 days, and that's kind of weird. Because it's just when I get tea, when I'm like, oh, I'm in the mood for tea, that's usually, there's just too many of them here. You would almost have to. You would have to like try not to have boba specifically if you wanted tea. Like you would have to walk past several tea shops to get to Starbucks and be like, and who goes to Starbucks for tea? Not me. They just released a new long version of the Bugsnax song. Oh, word up, Cyber. Word up. I'm still like pistachio boba is still interesting to me. You could just say you don't want bobes. No, I want boba though. I don't know if you're talking to me or if you're talking to somebody else. Austin says, I've been drinking taro all my life and decided to live on the edge and try pistachio. I don't like taro. I don't like taro, but I think it's probably really good. It's just for whatever reason, like both taro and ube are like, I can't do them. I love the color of them though. I wish I liked them just because I like that color. Christian says a Smoothie King there in LA. Smoothie King is not here in LA, but there was a couple of Smoothie Kings in Arizona, but I think they closed. I believe they closed, but Smoothie King was chill. It was chill. They charge $5 for tea, and it's like 75-cent tea bag and hot water. Ooh, this is true. This is true things. This is true things. Boba is a bit too chewy, says Ava, who prefers things that are softer. Word. Taro and ube are the same. I don't want to say that. I've had 3 of my very, very, very nice Filipino friends yell at me when I've said that. So I'm going to just not say that. And I'm going to continue to say they're different until all of Southeast Asia tells me I'm allowed to say they're the same. Jesse Endorse says taro and ube are like potatoes and yams. Thank you, Jesse. That is the exact analogy somebody said to me, and so I'm gonna go ahead and stand behind them on that. I don't like either one though. I don't like either one. But I did, when I first saw them, I did think it was just like they're both the same color. Whatever. I'm not. That's the only topic I'm afraid about getting in trouble on. Somebody want to talk about how much Janice stinks? Because I feel like I'll get in less trouble saying that than I will about saying ube. Ube and taro are the same thing. Taro is a vegetable and ube is purple. Yeah, I think. Says Austin. All right. Ube purple is amazing. Yeah, it is a really cool color. It is a really cool color. You know what I also like? I like black things, turns out. I used to hate black things. Sound bite. That's a sound clip right there. Hold on. I used to hate black liquids. Like, if I saw somebody that was drinking something that was really dark, it would make me like a little uncomfortable. Like the way like Guinness looks. I don't know if any of you guys drink Guinness, but like when I see somebody drink Guinness, it like makes me uncomfortable for some reason. It looks like they're drinking ink. And I recently being like 2 years ago, had a gray. Hold on, what was it? It was from Laboratory. It's called 50 Shades of Grey, which I don't love the name, but it's charcoal, Earl Grey, and milk, and honey, I want to say. Anyways, it's really good, and it is black. Like, it's supposed to be shades of gray. What happens is the charcoal, like, it doesn't really mix, it like separates, and then you kind of mix it up, but I'm like wild, so I don't do that. And yeah, it's wild. Where do you stand on black licorice, says Jesse? I don't like any licorice, but, you know, personal taste, I think that licorice is fine, and for those that like it, shouts out to you, but yeah, just the taste of licorice, red or black, like, I don't like it. Nor do I like the consistency. I had a friend that wouldn't drink anything that wasn't clear. That's pretty dope. Your friend sounds dope, I mean. How clear are we talking? Like Sprite clear? Or like would they also drink like some tea? Like peach tea or something like that where it's a little cloudy. How clear does it have to be? Do I have to be able to see somebody on the other side of it? Sesame ice cream. Oh, black sesame ice cream. I don't like, however. I'm not a big fan of that boob. But I do like the color. I mean, I like the idea of like black ice cream. Cyber's talking about shoestrings. Crystal Pepsi in the house. Licorice and funnel cakes make me upset. Oh. No, fennel. Sorry, I think that's the first and maybe last time I'll ever see licorice / fennel ever in text. That's insane. But yeah, that's word up, word up. Yeah, I don't like licorice. Fennel, however, they put in the sausage in it, and the sausage is good, so I'll have it then. Yeah, I thought it was funnel cakes too. Yeah, I thought it was funnel cakes, because that made more sense in my head. I'm like sweets, licorice, and funnel cake, but fennel. Okay, I never finished love letter, so we're just gonna move on instead. I do like spicy, but licorice and fennel are like better. Whoa, you're not the first two people to compare those flavors. Whoa, I need to re-eat fennel. I've never not had it in a sausage. Not just the seeds. Okay, you have to have an actual plant. Oh, I've never had fennel then. Like the plant, Lindsay, to my knowledge anyway. Unless it was like baked into bread or something, and I just didn't know. way too fast, kid. I did not. I did not, Lindsay. What the heck is that? Improv left me into something weird. Oh, Lindsay, that's what it is. That's nothing. I don't know. I'm just messing around. But I did not do the gaming I wanted to do. Hydrant, thank you for asking how I'm doing. I'm doing fine. I'm doing fine. I'm a little tired, a little bit hungry, and my neck hurts right here. Although I know exactly what happened. I know exactly what happened. I guess to be more careful. I just gotta be more careful. But I'm doing okay, Hydrant. How are you doing? Are you doing good? Hold on. Well, good luck. Good luck at the dentist. I think I'm doing Eden today, Lindsay. I think I'm doing Eden today. I really just started documenting some of the juicy improv stuff and just sent it to you, Larry. Yeah, because I forget a lot of it. I really want to buy a nice tarot deck, says Jaime. How much does a nice tarot deck cost, Jaime? I don't know anything about tarot. I don't even know how much a deck of cards costs. I don't know, $5? How much could it be? $9. For real though, how much does like a nice tarot deck cost? And what determines if a tarot deck of cards is nice or not? I will, Lindsay. Sanrio characters in the deck that runs almost $100, I think, says Jaime. Oh, okay. Alright. That breeze is giving me like, oh, yesterday I made like a, no, 3 days ago? 2 days ago? I made like a, it was like black beans and chorizo and cheese and potatoes, and I put that in a burrito. It was surprisingly really, really good. Also, something I realized is sweet hot sauces, I thought I liked them. I think maybe I don't. I don't know. I put like this like sweet habanero Cholula on it, and it was like, it wasn't bad, but it was like, oh, this is unnecessary. Unnecessary. I need like a more savory hot sauce. But my hot sauce dealers, whoa. Deal? Well, I mean, I guess, yeah, they sell hot sauces. My hot sauce shop is not in business during all of this. They're not open. Maybe it was just too sweet, like honey hot sauce. Yeah, it was too sweet. The burrito was amazing, but the sauce I could do without. I could do with this, or I could do without. Okay, all right. Hot sauce plug. Oh, I love hot sauce. This is no secret. I love hot sauce, and there's two places that do hot sauces that sell like the hot sauces I like. One place, and they're both very far away. One place is literally on the boardwalk. Like if you go to Long Beach, I don't know who this is for, if somebody ever goes to Long Beach. If you go to Long Beach and you go to the harbor, there's like a big lighthouse over here on the right side. And if you're facing the lighthouse and you see that right side, and then you turn left and you go all the way along the boardwalk until it like curves almost to touch the lighthouse, but there's a bunch of water in between it. There's like a candy shop, and then on the other side of that candy shop, if you walk on the other side of it, there's a hot sauce shop called like Hot Licks or something weird like that. Hot Licks, Fire Licks or something. I don't remember. It doesn't really matter. But they sell them, and then there's another place in the farmer's market at the Grove that sells them. And I think the Grove one at the farmer's market is actually open, but I just do not like going to West LA, guys. I hate West LA with like a fiery passion. Almost as fiery as the hot sauces they sell there. So I don't go there. Also, no subway line goes there. So in order to get to the Grove Farmers Market, I would have to take the Purple Line as far as it goes. Well, hold on. Yeah, I'd have to take the Purple Line as far as it goes. Then I would have to take the 19, all the way freaking Melrose, and then I have to walk up Melrose. And in this, like, I don't know, in the summer, I'm not really trying to do all that work. That's extra. All right. McKenna says, like, only, like, really intense acidic hot sauces. I want my tongue to feel like it's been bit by fire ants. Word up, McKenna. I feel you on that. I like a variety. Here's the thing. I like things that are really spicy. I like for them to be infused with some type of fruit thing. Most of my hot sauces, like, I like it when I like it when hot sauces have, like, mango or pineapple or peach or something like that. I like it because it doesn't taste like fruit juice, but I do like there to be like a fruit tinge to it. But I don't like for them to be sweet. Um, what's wrong with West LA? Says Hydran. Also, would you consider anyone? Would you consider anyone to move there? Would I recommend somebody move there? Oh crap! I didn't even see Hydran's thing about pineapple hot sauce. Yeah, we're on the same. We're on the same wavelength. Would I recommend somebody move there? Do I don't know. I don't know the person. I always say this, Hydran, like when people are like, recommend me a keyboard, it's always hard when I don't know the person because I don't know what they want out of a keyboard. I don't know what their styles are, and so Los Angeles is a very big place. West LA obviously has a lot to offer people because people live there. You know, it's not a ghost town. There's a lot of people out there. However, a lot of the things that appeal to West LA, no, a lot of the things that West LA has to offer just happen to be things that I don't love or need. Things that I like for sure and can appreciate, but not things that I just need. Also, West LA is quite a bit more expensive than East LA in general. And a lot of this has to do with West LA being closer to a lot of like the higher end shops, things like Fairfax and Melrose and Rodeo Drive, Beverly Hills. That's all West LA stuff. Also, the beaches, just from geography, West LA is going to have all the beaches, while East LA has more of the like forests and mountains. So I'm more on the east side because the east side has like a lot of families. I like families. East side has a lot of metro activity like subway and stuff like that. You can ride the subway a lot. There's trains over here. West LA, they rightfully assume that everybody has like nice cars, so why build a bunch of subways? So not as much metro activity. West LA does have the ocean. That's a big thing. So if you want to go to the beach a lot, maybe West LA is for you, Hydran. If you really like tourists, yeah, let me take that back because I don't think anyone likes tourists, but West LA gets a lot of tourists. So there's that. What's another thing that West LA has to offer? Game studios. Maybe if you like work in gaming, a lot of the game developing studios are like on that side, like Culver City, Santa Monica, Venice, stuff like that. What else is cool about the West Side? I think they have more museums. Nope, they don't. They don't. More museums are in Central LA. I like Omni as a pineapple on pizza fan. Mango hot sauce is god tier food combination, says McKenna. Ooh, okay, I might have some friends in here then. Word, I like this. I like this. My taste in hot sauce is so white, says Lindsay. Cholula, Tabasco, Valentina, Texas Pete, Crystal, Tapatio. I like all of those things. I don't love Valentina. I appreciate it. I usually use Valentina when I'm marinating things. I don't like just put Valentina on stuff because I feel like it's just too weak. But I will marinate stuff in it. I do like the flavor of it, but I don't necessarily like the spice level of it, if that makes sense. All I ever wanted was a keyboard with knobs and MPK. Akai Vinny gave me that. Word. I mean, that's what's up. Thanks for the lesson on that. I've been thinking of moving there from New York, and all I have is a uncle out in Sacramento. Okay, yeah, word up, Hydran. It's big. LA's big, and also keep in mind it's not just LA, West LA and East LA. There's also Northern LA, there's Central LA, there's Northeastern LA, which technically I live in. I live in Northeastern LA. I don't live in East LA. Very different area. I have talked in previous streams how somebody that looks like me cannot exist peacefully in East LA. Not yet. Maybe one day, but when that day comes, I may no longer live in LA. Who knows? But I live in Northeast LA. I just say East LA because it's a little bit easier. It rolls off the tongue better. Also, South LA and like South Central, very different vibe. I would be welcome there, but maybe some others would not. I remember I used to be so sensitive to hot sauce when I was younger, and I ate something spicy and passed out for a second. Jesus. McKenna says, I guess that hot sauce adjacent. It's hot sauce adjacent, but my latest sauce choice. I thought you were about to say least favorite sauce. I'm a fan also. First time I had it was actually super recently, like I think last year. Was that last year? Guys, was I in Korea last year? Oh no, I've lost all concept of time. I think it was last year, the Korea shows. Yeah. So that was the first time that I had it, and I liked it. Big fan. Okay, sorry, you guys had some kind of vibrating or something in the recording. Ooh, vibrating? Is there vibrating? It might just be you, Cyber. Unless you're getting like early projections on an earthquake or something. I like spicy stuff, but I would never willingly add hot sauce to stuff. Word up, Leon. I respect that. I really like sriracha sauce, but I'm super allergic to garlic, so it's a win-lose situation when I put it on noodles. I didn't know if there was garlic in it, but you know, always learning. Austin says Korean soups make me tear up because they are spicy. Yes, I love Korean level of spice. I could spend this whole stream talking about how like Mexican spicy and honestly French spicy and like Southern barbecue spicy, which is very different than Mexican spicy. Somebody told me that they were the same thing, and they are absolutely not the same thing. And then like Japanese spicy, Korean spicy. There's like a lot of different. Oh, Indian spicy. I can't skip Indian spicy because that's a whole different other thing. It's weird how differently your body will react. You know how Scoville units aren't exactly reliable when it comes to sauces and things like that. Because Korean spicy I love and it doesn't bother me at all. Indian spicy does, even though I love Indian spicy, it can be. I think I just feel bad afterwards. Eating it, I'm fine, but I'll feel bad sometimes after like really, really spicy Indian dishes. But like spicy Korean stuff, dope. Nashville hot stuff is like all mouth, no stomach problem later. Interesting. French Haitian spicy is so ridiculous. It feels like puts hair on your chest. Scotch bonnets. Yes, it is. It's different. It sounds like a faint ribbit sound, like a frog would make, but it's cyclical. I'm sorry, Cyber. Okay, guys. Okay. Oh, is Cyber actually hearing the crow? If you're hearing the crow, then that's what that is. Yeah, there is a crow outside my window. But yeah, when you said vibrating, I was confused. But yeah, it is doing like a weird like throat thing. I mean, there's lots of birds going on, but the crow I would say is the closest to my window right now. Mexican spicy punches you in the face. I'm a fan of that. I'm a fan of that. Okay, alright, okay. I'm done with food. Okay. I'm going to do... I'm going to do 4 more. And you guys are going to tell me which 4, because I don't remember what I played at this point. I know I played Double Lutz. I know I played Winter Heart. I know I played Over and Under. Haven't played that one yet. Shout out to birds flying and stuff. Yeah, birds are great. Big fan of birds. Not maybe not as much as like Maddie, but I do like birds. They appear on my recordings pretty often. But I think they appear on my recordings not necessarily because of my personal affinity for them, but more so because birds are extremely fun to mix. I would say you can use birds as like percussive sounds. You can use birds as like if you listen to my song Embrace, I actually use a bird as one of the main instruments in the bridge. I'm trying to remember what the chords to Love Out, Love In were, Hydron. remember what the chords were to that. What? Do you really want me? I can't tell if you're making a joke, Hydrant, but I'll pull it. I'll pull it up. Boo 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 doo boo 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 doo boo. Da 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 da. I thought I'd die without you here. Feel stupid now. Oh, that song is good. That song's fun. Guys, I take time away from your art, please. If you make anything, like maybe don't look at it or listen to it for a couple of years. It might make you like truly like it. Like some of my songs, I like actually like now. Like I enjoy them. Okay, no, my watch would be nice. I wish chocolate was an option. I want to get hype. Oh, you want to get hype? Oh, wait up. Oh, Hydrant actually does like that song. Okay. I thought I'd die without you here. You ever think you'll die without somebody around? But then you don't. Now you feel stupid. You were like, don't leave, please. I don't know what I'll do. And then they leave and you do stuff. You figure out what to do. And you're like, wow, how pathetic was I? Hydrant, let's talk about it. Hydrant, please, let's talk about it. Let's talk about it, please. Oh, this is hot. Yappa-ba-da-ba. Yappa-ba-da-ba. We're gonna get there. Sorry, I'm gonna look at the chat in a second. I'm trying to do a thing for Hydrant. I'm getting there. I'm getting there. I'm getting there. Oh, you know what? I was using the reface. Some of these chords don't make sense to me, but it's because I was using a keyboard that's roughly this big, and the keys are smaller. And when the keys are smaller, I play wider chords, if that makes sense. Or like stuff like that. Anyways. I'm close, baby. you at? Where you at, Hydran? Um. Okay. Hold on. I missed some stuff. Okay, Hydran. Because I did say I said say talk about it. Founding31/million says he's so Pringles. Thank you for being here. He's so Pringles. Shouts out to Eggy who did all of the singing and lyricism on that track. We worked really hard on that. Thank you, he's so Pringles, for not only listening to it but also finding your way to the stream from that. Hydran, I'm going to talk about that in just a second, but I think I learned it. I'm going to learn a bunch of your songs when I finally get a keyboard again. This is really interesting, Hydran, because this actually, I don't know if you were around for the conversation we had at the very beginning of the stream when we were talking about how I make chord progressions and how a lot of them will just use the same notes over and over. It makes it way easier to perform, right? Like if I'm just playing like that was an accent, but I do like that chord progression. I'm very rarely moving my right hand a bunch. You know, a lot of the chords are just like weird little repeated notes and a lot of jumbling together and rearranging of the same chords to make new ones. Now, for performing, it makes it a lot easier because I'm not moving my hands around as much. For learning, though, for relearning my own songs by ear, sometimes it can be difficult because I'm just hearing a lot of the same notes repeated. For example, in Love Out, Love In, this note. It's literally played for every single chord. Every chord, this note exists. First chord, second chord, third chord, fourth chord, fifth chord, sixth chord. And so, learning the chords might be a little weird by ear, but trust me, once you learn them, Hydran, they'll be really easy to play because one of the main things that are moving is the notes around that one central note, but that is like the center, the main life source of that song. I want to hear ear lower, but I'm sometimes hear the similarities in the way you place your hands. I want to hear ear lower. I wasn't here earlier. My bad. I got you. But I sometimes hear the similarities in the way you place your hands. For sure, Hydran. For sure. Okay. So to talk about what you were saying, Hydran, really quickly, before I was relearning Love Out, Love In, you did say, I can talk all day about taking breaks. Feels like I'm no longer practicing and honing my skills. Something really interesting that's happening right now, Hydran, with a lot of artists, but I'm going to talk about myself because I know me. I haven't been posting any videos. Every now and then I'll go like I do. I'm gonna be real. I do go on Twitter every day, but it's a thumb twitch. I'm not really there. This really weird thing happens where if I pick up my phone, because I'll usually especially after a stream or something like that, I'll have a lot of notifications, and then I'll open up my phone. And it's like Slack, Discord, Line, a few texts, Facebook Messenger. And it's like a lot of when you pick up your phone, maybe after you've been in a movie for a few hours and you're swiping through stuff. You're like, I'll respond to that later. I'll get to that later. This email's not important. Delete. You're just kind of clearing out the taskbar so it's not a bunch of clutter. I'll go in to do that. Sorry, let me remute this. I'll go in to do that, and part of that whole routine is also just opening Twitter, opening Instagram, opening Facebook, because those were the social media platforms that I posted on the most. And Now I'll open up Twitter and I don't even really scroll. I'll like open it up and then I'll just close it. It's like this weird fidget. I've talked to a few other people that have the same issue. It's like they don't really want to be on Twitter, but it's so like built into their like routine to click the little bird, and then it opens up and you're like, oh, there's nothing on here for me, and then you'll close it. I kind of keep doing that, and in times of this quarantine or times of not being super creative, I have these streams, and every Friday I'll try to make something new in the stream. Usually it won't be something that I keep or something that I love, but it's something to at least keep the rust off, keep the dust from settling on me and my skill set. But I do definitely relate to these weeks going by and I'm feeling like, oh man, am I still like an artist? Am I still good at stuff? It's so weird. It's very real though, you know, feeling active. Anywho, Jaime says I always do that with Twitter. I do that with Facebook and IG. I do it with all three. I'll get on Instagram. I'll like open up Instagram and then I'll see that I don't have an Instagram story, which used to be like, oh no, I need to get a story out there. But I'll see that and I'll like see the first few stories and I'm just like, whatever. And I'll close Instagram. I'll open up Twitter. I'll be like, whatever. I'll close Twitter. I'll open up Facebook and be like, whatever. And I'll close Facebook. And then I just kind of like look at my phone and I'm like, huh. And then I'll open up, like a line and actually message somebody, which is probably what I should have been doing anyway. Twitter is so horrible, but it's also the funniest app I've ever had. Interesting. Yeah, it can be fun. Twitter's fun. I'm not gonna lie, it can be fun. I just haven't really been spending a lot of time on it lately. I would say that right now is the least informed I have ever been in my adult life. Like I remember once the information superhighway of the internet like debuted, I was just kind of like, oh, I gotta get my info. I gotta get my information. And I was like educating myself constantly. I was looking at things like The Daily Show, and I was taking in a lot of just stuff. Now, now I don't like. There's stuff that goes on, and like the first I'll hear from it is like a friend being like, "Hey, like Kanye just had his first rally or something like that," and I'm like, "Oh yeah, I should know about that. I'm sure there's like a bunch of memes about it. I just haven't really been on Twitter like that lately. Feels weird though, because I'm not really off Twitter. I'm not off social media. I'm still there. I'm just like inactive, which is follower counts are dropping, dwindling. Spotify listenership is falling. But it's like, yeah, I don't know what to. I don't know. I don't know. I don't feel like it. I don't feel like it. Don't remind me of the Kanye rally. I'm sorry, Dar. I wasn't like. I'm definitely not making that a talking point in the stream. I'm just saying like, yeah, I've been kind of like, I'm just like whatever. I don't go anywhere. I go to pick up food. I have to run a lot of errands today. I have to get my car looked at because I have a check engine light. I have to go to Guitar Center to return this sustain pedal. I gotta stop by Home Depot to pick up some stuff to fix like one of the lights in the house. I have like a lot of stuff that I have to do today. But typically, these days have kind of just been filled by me like streaming, and then after the stream, I just work on commissions. I don't know. Anyways, yeah, I'm gonna move on from that. I did like that one thing. I might mess around with that for a couple of seconds. Is this week gonna be a busy work week? Yeah. I thought I was gonna spend the weekend catching up on work, but I didn't. It's not gonna be as busy as that other week, though. Oh my god, that other week when I was like doing the stuff for Discord. It's not gonna be as busy as that, but it's still gonna be kind of busy. Just yeah. Does anyone know what Bardcore is? Yeah. I'm very familiar with that. Somebody posted like a remake of like Shakira of a Shakira song with like lutes and stuff like that. I did see that. Sorry, guys. Trying to fill this out. Um, word up, word up, word up. Yeah, find some. I may find some. Hmm. Yeah, maybe. Maybe. Hmm. Close. No. Yeah, okay, okay. a skeleton. Um, oh, welcome, Sleepy Taco. Welcome to the stream. Sorry I didn't see you come in. I hope you've had a good weekend. A good weekend. We've rounded out 2 hours on the stream. Um, I was messing around with an improv earlier and stumbled upon this melody, which isn't necessarily super interesting, nor is the chord progression. They're both pretty like cinematic and typical. It's pretty simple, but I kind of like it. I want to maybe want to flesh it out into a full song or something. Can somebody slap a name on it just so I can have something to refer to it as later, so I don't forget it? Well, anybody is coming up with a name for that. I'm gonna start going over news now. I have two bodies of work. Ooh, Trash Art's a good one. Ooh, I was already working on a song called Trash Art. Lyrically and conceptually, but I didn't necessarily have lyrics to go with it. I mean, chords to go with it. Ooh, maybe. I like that. I like that. Okay, I'm gonna refer to it as Trash Art. Okay, hello Jayla. Welcome. Um, Sandy Patch. Ooh, I do like Sandy Patch though too. Hmm. Hmm. I mean, I have to go now, says McKenna. Goodbye, McKenna. But thank you so much for being here. Thank you for thanking me for streaming. I hope you have a good week, and I hope you've had a good weekend. Hopefully, I'll see you in another stream. They do happen same time, almost every day. Only times I take off is the weekends, guys. I have weekends off. Um, okay, so I have two bodies of work. One's called Ego Death, the other one's called Quick Breath. When we were in the Friday stream, we did some production. I ended up making like a disco type sample thing. And also, on top of that, it was supposed to be half dancey, half quick breath, for example, and then half ego dip, half ambient. I started an ambient track, which was going okay, but then I ended up making a completely different ambient track and then sampling that ambient track to make a Lush Dream type beat. Check that out if you are interested. Those are in what was a very long stream, so if you don't want to go and dig through what ended up being 6 hours of production, I don't blame you. Maybe I guess just try to be there when the Friday streams happen. Something interesting though about the Friday streams is I think a lot of people, I'll just say a few people will think, Omni, this is you've been streaming for a really long time, and if it was the morning medley proper, I would agree with them. But when it comes to like going over and doing production streams, and people are like, "Yo, you've been going like 4 hours, you've been going 5, 6 hours," you have to remember that that is my job. Like, producing is it is what I do now. It is like my career path. So sitting at my computer for 6, 9, 10, 12 hours working on music isn't like You guys aren't putting me out. That isn't like I'm like, oh no, I'm falling apart. I've never worked on music for 6 hours straight. Like that's pretty normal for me. The only difference on the Friday stream is that you guys all saw it happening. But whether or not you guys were watching, I mean, when I work on music, that is what it looks like. So it's not always like a super neat process. Sometimes it is a little bit messy, and sometimes I will start something kind of like I did in that stream and kind of lose passion for it and be like, no, I want to start something else. I have a new idea. Things kind of just happen that way. In the same way that in last week's Wednesday stream, I had a this thing. I played that in a Wednesday stream, and I was like, "Hey guys, remind me of that, so that when I do my Friday production stream, I can make a song out of it." And I did make a song out of it, and it's pretty fun. It's pretty dope. I'm proud of it. So yeah, like things like that will happen. There is a thread. I promise, like a creative thread. However, what song is this? As Jayla? It doesn't. Did we end up? What did we end up saving it under? It does have a name in the thing. I don't know. If you go into Friday's stream thing, it's definitely in there. I just can't remember what we named it. I think you and I are the only people who stay for the entire thing. So let's see. Oh goodness. Yeah. You can have a badge if you want one. 6 hour viewer. Like my first few years of playing with FL Studio in like 1 hour. No, that's actually cool. That's cool. That's cool. I'm glad that the Friday streams, the production streams, provide anything. But yeah, I'm going to be in there. I'm going to be in FL Studio. So like for the people that do come into the stream, just a heads up, if we hit hour 3 or hour 4 or hour 5, don't worry about me. It's actually okay, because half the time when I end up turning off the stream, I just keep working in FL Studio anyway. The only difference is like I'm now eating I don't know, like a bowl of grapes or like strawberries. Yeah, instead of like trying to be conscientious of like the sound of me eating on the mic. So that's the only thing that changes. So don't feel bad if I do a really long production stream. Production just takes a really long time, and sometimes I would like to sit with you guys and see an idea go from rough idea to like a fully raw process, just so that even if you're not a music maker, sometimes the demystification, which is something that I was trying to set out and do like a year, maybe 2 years ago on the streams, my whole thing was like, I'm trying to demystify my music so that when people see me play in the stream or hear a song that I release, they don't hear it and go like, oh wow, Omni's a madman, how's he do it? I want people to see, so that it's more like, no, anybody can do this. If you just like have some time and you have some effort. I think that the double-edged sword of like mystification is like, for example, when I was a kid, I thought wrestling was real, as a lot of us did. And then you learn that it's not real, and it's, for me, it was very upsetting. I was like, it's fake? I don't care about any of these things anymore. These plot lines, these people, like, I thought it was real. I thought homie was really bleeding from the head. Like, this sucks. I thought he really did, like, smash homegirl's wife and then, like, run her over with, like, a tour bus or something. Like, I thought that really happened. Why are they fighting then if it's all fake? And I remember I didn't like it as much anymore. And then I kind of came around a full, like, 180, or it'd be like a 540 actually, because I guess I already had turned. Anyways, point is, I kind of came around again where I was like, you know what? I know it's fake, but I appreciate the fiction of it. You can realize something's fake and still like it, like a movie. And so one of the things about artists is I think a lot of artists get, and myself included, this was me in like maybe 2015, 16, get really protective of their process and their artistry because they don't want people to realize how possible it is to do. Because I think a lot of people will listen to their music or see them draw something or see them animate and they'll go, oh man, you're a legend, you're a madman, how do you do it? And then when the artist shows people, well, this is how I do it, I think a lot of them are afraid that people will see that and go, oh, it's not nearly as magical as I thought. It's just, it's a very, step one, step two, step three, then step 10, it's done. And they'll like lose some of their like love and admiration for the person. I think that I used to be one of those people too, but I realized that having the information and knowing how a process works can sometimes enrich somebody's appreciation of what's happening. For example, me sitting in a chair for 6 hours, cycling through samples and making mistakes live on camera could make somebody lose respect for me as an artist, or it can make them go like, oh, well, that's cool because I can see how areas in my life are very similar to this same process. A very long-winded way to say that sometimes the Friday streams are very long, and I like for them to be so because I think that it can be informative. Anyways, Jayla says, I thought the stream made your music more magical for me. That's funny. That's the opposite of what's supposed to happen, Jayla. It's supposed to lose all magic. Okay, I think I covered news, kind of. Ego Death and Quick Breath are out, guys. I dig into them sometimes on the Friday streams. That's another thing I want to say. If you do have a song that you want to see broken down that I have released, come into the Friday stream and just request it. I'll usually try to get to it. I remember, all my music is available on Bandcamp, SoundCloud, Spotify, iTunes, Apple Music, Google Play, Amazon MP3, Tidal, Groove, Deezer, Pandora, Napster, and on YouTube. On my YouTube stream last Friday, Crow came in and wanted to hear a breakdown of the typewriter string section in my song... Not Thumper. Bum, 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 bum. No, that is Thumper. No, Raindrop. Sorry, Raindrop. Wow. Thumper is... Yeah. Anywho, sorry guys, I'm getting my own songs confused. That's very embarrassing. I love them all, I promise. But, Crow wanted to hear that. The, like... what is it? I'm never gonna get it. There it goes. Anyways, he wanted to come into the stream and learn that, and so I did break down that, and I learned it in the stream. Then Grow wanted me to, like, do a lot more stuff, which, please just keep in mind, like, with your requests, just try to be, there's no, like, non-selfish way for me to say, just try to be respectful to my time. Like, if it sounds like something that's going to be insane for me to do and it's going to take a lot of time, I might decline. I'm not going to admonish you for asking, it's just know that you might not get what you want. Yeah, I did end up doing that. But I will break down, if you want a track broken down, if you want me to show you how I made something in the stream. There are no secrets. There are no secrets in my process. I will tell you just basically how everything's made. Sometimes I might not be able to answer the question very well just because my memory's trash. So, like, somebody might say, like, where were you when you wrote this song? I don't remember half the time. I don't know, probably Starbucks or some coffee shop. Anyways, I think some things, as Lindsay, can be magic in the sense that these things just came from your brain. Like, the actual process is magic, but the way you can think of it is, oh, word up, Lindsay. Different take, different perspective. Yeah, sure. Oh, heck yeah, I'm still good. Anywho, go listen to Rainbow if you haven't heard that song. That song is like... I don't know why I went hamburger and cheese on that song, but I know exactly what I was trying to make. I was trying to make cinematic drum and bass. That was like my thing at the time. I'm no longer there, but if you want to hear something pretty, go listen to Rainbow. Omni, I noticed you started playing Sky. Whoa, how did you notice that? Is it because I mentioned it in the stream, or did you just like see me running around the game? You shouldn't be able to see me. I love that game. I haven't beta tested it. Oh, that's actually really cool, Jayla. No way. Add me or something. I don't know how you do that. I guess with the little like QR code. I'm probably gonna be in it today because I'm gonna be in it today. I do the daily quests every day because it gives me something to it gives me a way to like feel like I'm playing games without going into my living room and firing up my PlayStation. I posted on my story. Oh crap! I did. Anyways, yeah, I'll be on that. I'll be on that probably at some time today. Add me if you want heart crumbs. I've been giving people heart crumbs. If you beta tested it, you probably got like a million hearts, Jayla. I got like no hearts because I'm a little baby. All right. I'm gonna do an alternate, a variant of Hush Hour, but this is Hush Hour. No, it's not like Destiny. It's a mobile MMO, like for mobile phones. Yeah, no heart comes for trash hearts. I agree, Liana. Okay, okay. Word up, yeah. Rev up discourse whenever you feel hungry for discourse, I suppose, Lindsay. Get the friend links and love. People talking friend links. Forgot how nice this game looks as Jesse. It looks very nice. Um, it's very, very. I'm still very impressed with the way the clouds look for a game that's being ran on my phone. I will say I do run it on the highest graphical settings, and it does make my phone hot from time to time, especially if my phone happens to be plugged into a charger at the time. So it definitely pushes the phone to whatever the mobile game limits are of a phone, I feel. But those cloud physics, heaven help me. Yeah, the clouds are great. Um, I made the coolest friend, by the way, in Sky yesterday. I made the coolest friend. They were so chill. They were so chill. And then we held hands, and there was like four of us. or 5, and we were like in this big line of handheld people. It was very very cool, very nice, very very nice. Um, but then they went somewhere. I don't know where they went. I don't know where they went. I was like trying to get a new emote, and I ended up getting it, by the way. Okay. Anywho, I hate Google. Sorry, Google. Sometimes my phone just thinks I'm asking it things, but I guess Siri does the same thing. Okay, thank you everybody um, for being in Friday's stream. For those of you that were, I appreciate you. Lindsay, I think Jaime was in there. I want to say Dar was in there. I want to say. Liana, I want to say some of these people were in there. But if you were in there, whether you were in there for 6 minutes or the entire 6 hours, I do appreciate you for having done so. It does mean a lot. As far as the weekend, again, I hope everybody had a good weekend. We're in another week, guys, so it's going to be another 5 streams. This Friday is another production stream. I bought some Velcro, so I have officially attached my new webcam appropriately to the thing that it's attached to. So now I should be able to get just a better view of everything, I suppose. I might buy a wide-angle thingy, but I don't know how much that will be, so let's not talk about that right now. Anyways, there will be, Dar wants to make a non-musical request. I don't like non-musical requests, but ask it anyway. Ask it anyway. I reserve my right to refuse, but go for it. Couldn't stay the whole time, says Jaime, since I had to see a friend off before they moved. Oh, I do remember that. I do remember you saying that in the chat. No worries. There was going to be 4, so the way the week of daily morning medleys works now is it's like Monday through Thursday is morning medley proper, and then Friday is at least 2 to 3 times as long, and it's on Streamlabs, and I'm in FL Studio the whole time. This was the first time that the morning medley, to my knowledge, didn't die. Like the stream didn't crash. If you look at the first in the studio, the stream crashes like 3 times. If you look at the second one, it crashes once, and so the stream is split into 2 different YouTube videos. This time, everything seemed okay. Also, there was a brief moment at the very beginning of the stream where Cyber asked me to play my This Is America remix, and I did play it. And I haven't gotten a copyright strike for it yet, so that's weird. I did, however, get a copyright strike for my own music. Like, a lot of my in the studio streams get copyright strikes because it's like, you just played Bon Bon by Omni Boy. And so I'll get a lot of those, but anyways. Okay, Dars says more button downs, ups. I do say button ups. I do say button ups instead of button down. Interesting. I'll talk about why I do that later, maybe. But when somebody says button down, I think of usually like a gown of some sort, or like when ladies' dresses have like the buttons in the back, button down. Anyways, whatever. You're saying button ups. Worried about the terminology of the stream you had on your birthday. I like button up or button down Omni. Oh, that's actually really sweet, Dar. I'm glad that you do like that. However, these streams are this is gonna sound weird. I mean, maybe, I don't know. You guys might be the same. These streams are done right after my workout. So what I usually do, Dar, is I'll wake up, I do my workout, I'll do a quick little meditation, and then I will make a smoothie, and then I will start the stream. When I start the stream, sometimes I like recently have just like sweated out my soul. And I don't want to put on nice clothes right before the stream unless I shower first. And I do not shower before the stream. Sorry if that's something that maybe somebody in the stream didn't want to know. I am unshowered whenever you see the morning medley. I usually shower right after I make breakfast, which happens after the stream. So, all that being said, the reason that I was wearing a button-up on my birthday is because it was like a special occasion, because it was my birthday. And other times where you see me wearing a button-up, it's usually because I had to leave my house. Like, I skipped my workout and I like went out into the world and did some stuff, like did some grocery shopping, and then came back, rushed back to start the stream. That's why I'm wearing a button-up. And I do like wearing button-ups, Star. I'm very passionate about my button-ups, as am I about my bow ties. It's just that since this stream does happen in like a weird time in my schedule, right between my workout and breakfast and shower, I'm usually not like looking, to impress right now. Maybe I can figure out a way to work it in. Maybe I can figure out something else. I even thought about bringing back the night stream, Dar. I'm still like not saying I'm gonna bring back the night stream, but I thought about maybe having some type of themed stream where I do it at some point in the night. I don't know. Maybe like a Sunday night stream, like something like really chill, like a weekend thing. But then I would be taking away one of my days off. Been thinking about it. And if I do something in the evening, I'll absolutely wear a button up because that's at the end of my day where I'm already like dressed up and stuff like that. Granted, in quarantine, I haven't exactly been getting gussied up because what's the point? Okay, Lindsay says movie night stream. Um, movie night. Cyber also wants a movie night. Pizza party, says Liana. I do remember the pizza party idea. There's a very specific thing that I want to do. But I'm going to talk about it in a future stream because we're already past 2:30, guys. We're past 2 hours and 30 minutes, so I'll talk about it in tomorrow's stream in 182, guys, because it's a whole thing. It's a whole conversation. But thank you, everybody, for being respectful to me and polite to each other. It's the internet, and I know that's really hard for a lot of people for whatever reason. It's just really hard to do. Some people don't know how to do that. But you guys do, and I do appreciate it a lot. I will see you guys here tomorrow at 9 a.m. for Morning Medley number 182. Guys, 200's just around the corner. Maybe 200 will be a nighttime stream. Maybe I'll no, I'll figure something out. Anyways, abo everybody. Thanks.